The national leader of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, Serake Dickson, hosts leaders of Alliance for Democracy, a defunct party, in his house today to discuss past alliances and how they can forge ahead to rebuild democratic process in Nigeria. What happened at the consultation meeting inside?
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much indeed. It's been my honor, pleasure, and privilege in the last couple of hours to have hosted our leaders and my colleagues in the Alliance for Democracy of old. As you remember, we had only 3 parties when we started out this democratic dispensation, 1998-99. And I started as founding state chairman, and later became national legal advisor. And these were my bosses. And Baba is here, Chief Odunrinde. It's 86 years. And we are pleased to have played host to him. Thank you, Baba, for coming. And our founding national secretary, Professor Udenta, then Dr. Udenta, now Professor Udenta, Dr. Manzo, and several other of my colleagues. They are all here in no particular order. It's been my pleasure to have hosted them. And since we started working together, that is 27 years or so ago, we've not really had an opportunity to meet and interact. Life happened, and we went different ways. But still, in the vanguard of our nation's democracy, in different forms, shapes, and circumstances. But today it's been a pleasure to have hosted, and I thank Baba for coming, who was the elder of the day in this interaction. Thank Professor Udenta and Dr. Manzo and the other organizing team members of the team that within a very short period were able to put this together. We received also the apologies of a lot of our colleagues who, as a result of the shortness of the time, couldn't make it. And the organizing team, drawing from what we have done, what we have started to lay the foundations for, they will build on it. And it has been decided that they will, in no distant time, gather all of us again to have conversations that are necessary and appropriate in the circumstances of our nation's democracy. We'll continue to rub minds together, continue to advise ourselves, continue to review circumstances. But for today, it was just a meeting to enable us touch base after such a long time. And not only were we happy, all of us, to rekindle this fraternity in the service of our democracy and our country, we also used the opportunity to link up. And significantly also, we observed a minute of silence in memory and in honor of all our leaders and colleagues who started working with us and with several others to begin to lay the foundation of our nation's democracy. Most of those who are in different offices may not understand or appreciate the depth and the nature of sacrifices that these gentlemen you see here and several others made. When the history of this period is written, there are some names and some sacrifices that people have forgotten. But the truth is that sacrifices were made and difficult decisions were taken and people worked their brains out to enable us to have this democracy that we see. A number of them have even gone to be with the Lord. So today it was very solemn when we all stood up to observe a minute of silence in honor of our leaders and our colleagues and allies who embarked on this journey with us, did their best, and have today gone to be with the Lord. But all in all, today was an opportunity to interact and network and remind ourselves about how far we have come together. We've looked at what we have been able to achieve in several years now, and then we're also interested in the present and in the future of our country. and the direction of our country's democracy and governance. But time will take care of that. But for today, we have not taken any broad decisions along those themes. Today was just an opportunity for us to rekindle old friendships, rebuild old networks and alliances, and we look forward to further deliberations and meetings going forward. And thank you very much for coming, and thank all my leaders and our colleagues for finding time to be here. My family and I are delighted to host them. It's a meeting that we should have had long ago, but it's good at least that God has given us the privilege to have hosted and to have all participated in this, and we're all happy.
Excellency,
Yes.
this conversation, this consultation, does it really have the opportunity of bringing those, this very consultation?
So today we are meeting as old allies, as old operatives, old guards of the Alliance for Democracy of old. And of course, I use the opportunity to inform them what they already know, which is that one of them, you know, from the experiences and the lessons and the mentorship that we had from AD, we are starting a party, have started a party. And they already know that, but I took up the opportunity of this interaction to also formally notify them. Okay? And like I said, with time, we will discuss, have other conversations, and then appropriate decisions will be taken, but not for today.
People together to ask who is still alive, who is still well. There are members of the party, members of ODD who are in NDC. Some may be in SDP or APC or ADC and so on. There are many parties. That is not our primary consideration. Okay. The home here is that of Senator Dickson, a leader and a founding member of Alliance for Democracy. By the time we keep meeting and conversing and dialoguing and consulting, we'll of course reach a decision whether this platform is a platform for everybody or whether it's a platform for several other people. That day has not come. Even in the meeting we had inside, our host made it clear. Today is not about partisan politics. Today is about Alliance for Democracy. It's about the history of the struggle for the restoration of democracy in this country, 1998, 1999, and the labors of our heroes and heroines past.
Okay. Well, we'd like to know, how did you extend your invitation for members of AD? I know that the president was a member of AD. There are other people, Shegun, Bisa Konde. How did you call this people? Did you just choose some people and leave those out?
This is the first meeting of the union, and that meeting must not get everybody involved at the initial stage of its incarnation. We have called those who are readily available and those who are within reach. Consultations will now move on, and they move on at a very fast and furious pace. By the time the media begins now to celebrate this coming together, this union of members of the Alliance for Democracy, I'm sure the people you mentioned will get to know about it. Sometimes when there's so much engagement in power, you know how difficult it is to reach those who are in power. But now when they see this in the public domain and they see the faces here, when they see Reverend Dr. Manzo Abubakar and Udenta Owenta standing before the media, it is not a joke in this country. I can bet you it is not a joke. We know this republic. If you talk about the Second Republic, we may keep mute. About the third, we may be talking a little bit. This Fourth Republic is our own. Anybody are mentioned in this republic, even the names are mentioned, they know how AD was found and founded, and whether they were even there when we founded AD. I registered Alliance for Democracy. I registered the party with INEC. I collected the first provisional form, that is certificate, provisional certificate. I collected the original certificate. And every other person who belonged to the party, I know when they joined. I will not name names until it is time to name names. Who joined when? No matter how powerful you are today. Who made who? And how the people were made. Those stories may well be told down the line. For now, it is Union of Alliance for Democratic Stalwarts, represented in the home of Senator Dickson, His Excellency, former governor of Bayelsa State, and the founder of NDC, and the leader of NDC.
Prof, it's 2027.
Dr.